Hey girl, hey! You about ready?
Yeah, I just got out of class. I'll be there in a sec.
Oh yeah, run into the podcast bit. I'll be there in a sec.
See you soon. Oh, okay, cool. Let's get started. Hey guys, it's Blaire Hastings, and we are here at the FPTV station for season 2, and we have a very special guest today. Her name is Jamie Weiss. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so happy to be here with y'all.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Yes. So Jamie is actually a reporter for 4029, and we just wanted to ask her a couple of questions because we've launched a campaign for women in broadcasting earlier this year, and we just wanted to ask her as an interviewee. So let's get started.
It's kind of fun being on the other side of things. I'm used to being the interviewer, so lay it on me. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, let's start by asking you, how did you get started as a reporter? And yeah, how did you get to where you are right now?
Sure. So everyone's journey, I think, is a little bit different. But for me, I knew by the time I was like 2-3 years old, I want to be in journalism. I want to be a broadcast journalist. I grew up watching the Today Show with my parents, and every year, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, my parents loved to tell me I would just stand in front of the TV screen back when Katie Couric was on, and I would, present the floats with her the way she did on TV. So I knew very early on that this was a career I wanted to do. So in high school, I grew up in North Texas. So in high school, I got involved in a broadcast journalism program back there where I just got to learn a little bit about what is storytelling, what is putting together like a package is what we call our reports that we do every day. So in high school, I got a little bit of a taste of it. So by the time it was time to look for colleges, I knew I'm going to major in broadcast journalism. No matter what, wherever I go, that's what I'm going to do. Cool. So I grew up in North Texas near Dallas. And when it came time to go to college, I decided to go to Syracuse University. It's in upstate New York, like 4 hours north of New York City. And it gets really cold. It is a snow globe up there. And we live here in the South. It doesn't really snow very often. I know we saw a little this year, but I decided I want to experience snow for some, for college. So I went, loved it, had the most incredible experience. I had such amazing opportunities at Syracuse University. I was involved in the student-run TV station there where I really got to learn, here's what it's like to go out, be a reporter, practice interviewing people, editing packages, working under deadline. I had amazing internships there. And then after 4 years in the snow, I was ready to come back to the South.
Yeah, oh my God.
It was brutal. It was brutal. I mean, gosh, you guys remember in February of this year, it was cold and miserable.
Yes. Oh my God.
And I still had all my clothes from Syracuse. And I'm thinking to myself, how did I used to do this for 4 years? How did I walk to class in this weather? Because it was miserable.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I applied to jobs. That final month of college, Syracuse University is amazing in the sense that they really want to help the journalism students get a head start. So they do this at other journalism schools like Mizzou. I'm pretty sure they do this at Arkansas as well, but they help you connect with the different broadcast companies. So we had a representative from Hearst, the company I work for now, come to Syracuse and do interviews with us. We had representatives from other broadcast companies come chat with us. And it all kind of worked out. I interviewed here in Northwest Arkansas at 4029, and it was the perfect fit. And here I am almost 4 years later, loving it.
Awesome.
It's been amazing.
Yeah. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
So broadcast and anything to do with the media is always seen as like a more male dominated field. So what does being a woman in broadcasting mean to you, and how do you see it growing within like the next couple years?
It's really interesting because it's something I never really thought about when I was like, oh, like I'm going to go into journalism. Like I'm going to be a woman on TV. Like the thought about that never really crossed my mind. And it wasn't until I was in college having some internships where I was in real newsrooms that I really got to see the impact of women who are leaders, women who take the time to, go out into their communities, because when this industry first started, it was very male dominated. So one of the things I think is amazing is our staff at 4029 is majority women. A lot of our leadership at 4029 are women, are strong women. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
awesome. Mhm.
it's really cool. And I think what's great is, for me, it's been really nice to have so many female role models in this industry. And that's one thing I try to do to some of our newer reporters, to some of my friends from Syracuse who are a few years younger, is you hear about stereotypically in the news business, there are women who can be catty. I fortunately have never experienced that, and I'm so grateful for that. And
Mhm.
I want to ensure that that doesn't happen. And so I think for
Yeah.
me, it's about, empowering other women to go
Yes.
into the community, tell stories. And I think one thing that makes women stand out from men sometimes is the fact that I think we are sometimes a little more in tune with our emotions. And I think because
Yes.
of that, we're able to like dig a little deeper when chatting with people. I think one of the most unique things about our job, and especially here where we are in Northwest Arkansas, we deal with severe weather all the time.
Mhm.
And we had a tornado not too long ago in the River Valley, and when we were out there, all of our reporters are able to get amazing stories. But I think, being a female journalist, you really have to almost like flip a switch and be like caring and compassionate, but also, dig a little, figure out, why did this happen? Like, why was this not, safe? That kind of thing. And it's almost like a balancing act of, having to be caring and compassionate, but also push a little, like be tough. And one of the things
Yeah.
that was really taught to us in college was, to be in this business, you have to
Mhm.
have a thick skin. And I definitely think that that's something you learn over time, just from going out and meeting people, and especially with the social media of it all nowadays.
Yeah, definitely so. And speaking of that, about your interactions with other women in broadcasting, I feel like in FPTV here we are a really cohesive team in regards of like me, Paula, and Amber. But not only that, we also have other employees here that are very mutually accepting of all of our projects and everything. And there isn't a whole lot of cattiness here, I don't think. It's just like one of those things where we want to support everybody, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
for
And what
sure.
I will say, like, I got so lucky when I started at 4029. All of my
Mhm.
best friends here in Northwest Arkansas are my coworkers. I mean, we have
Oh,
a group
that's
chat
awesome.
of like all of the girls that work together, just because, I mean, this is such a crazy industry where you work the weirdest hours, you work weekends, and
Yes.
we see a lot of things that most people don't. So it's so nice to have that support system built in, and the fact that we all get along so well and can all hang out and enjoy each other's company, even when we're spending hours at a time together at work, it makes it
Yeah,
so much better.
it does.
That's super cool what you said of how women can empower other women. And that is kind of like the main goals of like, we are all women in like broadcasting and filmmaking and all that. And that's what we always talk about here in our sessions. It's like how women can empower women. And that's what we're going for. Like, it's getting better, and like seeing other women doing it, and just like being compassionate with other people, and like show like how women can have different perspectives and add a lot of different views to the same content that has been done for years and years. It's making everything so much better and like richer. So yeah, no, that's super cool. And I wanted to also ask you, so where do you see yourself in like 5 years? So now that you've gotten here and you're super happy in your position and doing this, like what are you trying to do next?
Oh man, I mean, I think this is such a unique job with
Mm,
TV, because you can really go anywhere. I mean, I was very fortunate that my first job out of college, I was able to come close to home. I'm 5 hours from my parents and my
mm.
brother. And this has been such an amazing place to learn and to grow. And so I don't know where I will be in 5 years physically, but I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing is going to be the same. I want to continue to share those stories. I want to continue reporting. I anchor on the weekends right now, and I love
Mhm.
doing that. So I want to continue that in some capacity. But as for where, I will wherever the
Yeah,
wind blows.
that's wherever life takes you. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's
That's cool.
awesome. Yeah. Hopefully we will all succeed in our endeavors, because I know
We
that
will.
yes, I mean we're going to do it regardless if we are men or women alike. If we have that drive, I think we can go anywhere.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening into our season 2 with episode with Jamie Weiss. And also, if you guys wanted to do any classes and start your own just having to know about like editing and all of that, you can make sure that you can sign up for our free classes here at FPTV at info@faypublic.tv, and we'll get you connected. And guys, this is Blaire Hastings, Paula Blanco, Amber Karnish, and Jamie Weiss, and we're signing off. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.